we're going on the go.
Yeah.
Right?
I just love seeing you. This is great.
Isn't this great? Oh, well, hey, I'm just going to introduce them right now. It's Donna Russo and Peggy Lane.
Hi.
Yay.
This is little Mickey O'Rourke, like Mickey Rourke. He got all excited with the cheering and he sat up.
Gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Hello. I love when people bring their animals onto the show.
Aww. Are you too hot? You want to go down?
You want to sit down? Hello.
And you need some water.
I've got to get a doggy. Hey, how are you all?
Good.
Good. Hang in
Yeah,
there.
I'm hanging in there exactly. With
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I know.
It's just
If it's not one thing.
woo.
Right?
Mhm.
Right. Well, it's so nice that you guys are quarantined together.
At least,
Yeah.
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 It helps. It helps to not, be alone at a time like this.
Yeah, it's very nice to have somebody with you during this period of let's face it, stressful. A little bit stressful.
Yeah.
A little bit. A little bit, Donna.
Well, it's interesting because the whole year before this all started, I was going several times a week to meditation with Rosie. And so we sort of got prepared for it, but you can't be prepared for this. It's like,
No,
oh my God.
No one. This is biblical stuff.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Now, where did you both meet?
Oh, yeah, you take it.
We met. I was looking for a place to stay, and actually, my sister pointed out that in a site that there was another person looking for a roommate, and so I had been trying, and we contacted Peggy, and when we met, I knew some of the people that she knew in the business, and that was warming. It was like, oh wow, this person knows people I know.
Yeah.
And
it kind of pre-vets you, it's like, oh, Kathy, I love Kathy, so that helps.
And Laura, and so I was looking for specific things. Having a disability, I needed to have underground parking because I can't do curbs.
Yeah.
I needed my own.
I had that.
I needed my own bathroom and room, and there was that. I needed a first floor. There was that, and I needed like a shower to get into. And when I first went in, that was not there.
Right.
A shower to get in, but Peggy said, "Well, you can use my shower because I have a stall that you can just get in." And I was like, with all these stipulations, this meets everything I really needed.
Don't forget the elevator.
And the elevator, yes, I needed an elevator, and it just fit everything. And she was looking.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's always hard to find somebody, but
right.
I found this apartment in Burbank. It's a dual master. And so each room has its own private bath. And I got it after my mom passed. I wanted my dad to come stay with me.
Yeah.
While I was working during the week, and I thought I'd bring him home on weekends. So I finally found a building that had a ramp out front, elevator. You would never have to take a single stair.
Yeah.
He stayed in my room with the shower stall and all that. So I had everything. And when she came to look at it, she looked at the other room that used to be my office.
Right.
And I knew about the tub because my dad, and she came out and I said, if you can use my shower and stuff. And then, she rolled in there to look at the shower, pulled out the checkbook, David, pulled out the checkbook. Bam.
And from, and then Donna on the go just happened. You know what I love about your show, which was so great. I was like binging it this morning and last night, and
nice.
I still have more to see, which excites me. I love when you're like, you're watching something, it's like there's still more to see. You know?
Right. Something to look
Okay.
forward to.
Oh my God. I mean, I love how each show is a different like genre even. It's
Oh,
one's a serious, beautiful dance piece, one's is a comedy judge piece, and every
Mhm.
one of them have something a lesson to learn. You
Oh,
know?
thanks.
Yeah.
Thank
That,
you.
that warms our heart. And Peggy,
Yeah.
she writes and films and directs and produces and just, I mean, just has given me the outlet to be creative. And
Right.
because I love to dance, and I've been a dance major at Mercyhurst University, so to continue being creative with her, and that I have this outlet because of her and meeting all these wonderful people, it just
It worked.
Wow.
beyond my thoughts,
It
you
worked.
know.
But you probably know this, David. I used to work on Will and Grace.
Yes.
For years, I stood in for Megan Mullally, and I saw on that show how you can teach people to care about people that they didn't know they cared about. You know, because we had a camera crew that we traveled with from show to show. And when we got on Will and Grace, Ellen's show had sort of, it was successful with the coming out episode, and then season 5, the ratings dropped and everything. So there was this network belief that this wouldn't sell,
Right.
and then we wound up on this gay show. And some of the camera guys weren't all that thrilled,
Right.
and not just
Why
camera.
weren't they? No, wait. Why weren't they thrilled?
Well, some of the crew guys didn't think that this gay thing would sell and it wouldn't be a successful show. And, we're only going to work for a few months, so we'll all be out of work and all that. And by the 4th episode, we were shooting them before they aired. We did a Halloween episode with like Starsky and Hutch.
Right.
Where Jack met, and then it didn't work out. They fell in love instantly, and then it didn't work out. And then I heard the crew guys going, "Oh," and I thought they did it. They did it. They found a way. They found a way. And that's what I'm trying to do with this show, is because there's people with disabilities that you don't know anything about. But if you can make people care and show empathy, that maybe you learn like that. You learn more with laughter, I think, than you do with a speech like the one I just made.
No. I mean, but that, yes, I completely agree. And you've really, to watch your show again, it has those different levels. I was telling a friend on one of the other shows about, I love stuff with levels,
Yeah.
like a good soundtrack. By the way,
Right.
who wrote your theme song?
Okay. It's actually on the iTunes. On iMovie, they have songs in there, and it's called Simple. It's just one of them, and I played a whole bunch of things. And I thought, that's the tone I want.
It fit perfect. I thought
Thank
someone
you.
wrote it for you.
Thank you. No, I wish.
Well, that's how, because I read somewhere that you had like a real low budget, and that's how you can get something like that.
Exactly.
And on an iPhone?
Yep. iPhone 8.
Done on the go iPhone.
Yeah. I'm the publicist too. Yeah.
She's everything.
What do you like more? Acting, producing, publicizing?
Oh, for me, I love directing and writing and producing far more than acting.
Yeah.
Far
Why?
more. I mean, when I was back on Seinfeld, I would see certain actors have ideas that didn't fit the view of the show. And I realized that as an actor, you're a hired hand.
Yeah.
Sometimes an extremely well-paid hired hand, but you're still a hired hand. That's very funny, dear. Whatever. And I thought, that's so frustrating, and I'd look around and I think, what's the hardest job here? Then you'd see like the showrunner who hadn't slept in 80 days. That's the job I want right there.
Artist.
Yeah.
Now, and Donna, what did we meet around like 20 years ago or something?
Oh my God.
Oh yes. First of all, I have to tell you, David, I am so thankful for you, for your classes. And I just love training with you. And I want to tell you, you got me through a really, really difficult time. I was going through a divorce and just all the emotion. And I remember you saying, you know, like, put it in the work. That's it. Get it all out there. Take what you're feeling, use it. And I just really, really learned a lot from you.
Wow.
And I thank you. And
You.
Peggy teaches me and coaches me too, and through all this episodes that we have. And boy, am I thankful for my
your team.
Yeah. Exactly.
She says this about you when you're not here too.
Oh.
So, you know, this isn't just for the show. I've heard this before.
No, I just do my thing, and I'm a people person, and I love connecting and you know, having my extended family, our extended family grow. So yeah. You know, and I was looking, Donna, on you know, I was researching for the interview, and you were in the national tour of Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Yes, I played Alvin. I played
Alvin.
Yeah, I think size and dancing background had a lot to do with that. But
oh my God! Well, you know, when I read that, I said, because I have an album collection. Yes. And
as do I. Oh my God! Power to the Chipmunks.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's final.
Oh my God! Wow.
That's great.
Nice.
So
there's a funny story about that. I always wanted to be a ballet dancer. Okay.
Right.
And the dress rehearsal, I actually my body was my own. It had fur on it, you know, but I could move around a lot. But I actually put this head on.
Yeah.
The chipmunk head, which was, you had to learn how to turn in that, and you know, and everything. And I cried, and I actually said, because I kept thinking to myself, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm a ballet dancer. I was ballet trained. You know, this is not me. And then I just said to them, please take this off. Take this off. I can't do this.
Right.
But
oh.
But you know what? Then I took it, and I took a few breaths, and I put it back on. I said, I'm fine now. You know, went back on and continued. And I thought to myself, you know what? A pirouette is a pirouette is a pirouette. No matter what you're doing and what you're in and who you're portraying. And I did a lot of character roles because, hey, I'm 4'5". So, and a pirouette is a pirouette. I trained myself with this head on to do 3 turns in my entrance to come out.
Yeah.
Wow. And I was proud, and I was happy.
And the irony too is you probably made more in the fur costume than you might have as a proper ballerina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
What a great story.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. You know, my sister looked on the site and said, hey, look at this girl. She's looking for a roommate. I met Peggy, and Peggy and I worked together. She
4 years.
Created the show and everything. And I met some wonderful people through her. Right. Just some outstanding people. And Tam Warner, our choreographer, Vince Dedrick Jr., our legendary stunt man, all of the stunt people that he knows. Oh God.
Vince is crazy.
On and
Vince
on.
He's stunt people, right?
Right.
Vince Dedrick Jr. used to he's doubled Harrison Ford and Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Going way back to Romancing the Stone, there's an 80-foot fall off a waterfall.
I remember.
Yeah, people know this. He won awards for it. That's him.
That's who I got to work with.
Doubling Michael Douglas, you know, all the way up into the end where he lands between Kathleen Turner's legs, which apparently Michael Douglas wanted to do. According to Vince. So, but he did that, and he won awards for that. He's second generation stuntman. I met him on a show that I was working on called Henry Danger, and he came on board, and he comes up with the runaway wheelchair and the ninjas, and like he'll call me and he tells me his idea. You know, it's like, okay, we're gonna get Donna in a wheelchair, and we're gonna send her down a ramp. Like,
I said,
uh-huh,
what?
uh-huh. And then, I'm going to have a guy with a hose and then like a leaf blower, and then she'll roll down the street. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then she'll grab on the back of this and we'll go in here.
Oh
We'll go
my
in,
God.
and all you're thinking is, how am I going to insure this? What the hell?
Right.
And but it all works out. He gets his people, he's got people that, he's worked with for years and stuff. And the Action Factory's out here in the street putting down ramps. And it's like,
Well, what you did was, I mean, it's great to hear all the people that you got to come on board to the show. And then you got, what is it? Kate Linder?
yes.
Young and Restless to come on?
Yes. Yeah.
How did that happen?
We
Peggy?
served on, we're both members of the SAG-AFTRA local board.
Right.
And then we were on a negotiating committee. I probably shouldn't say what contract, but whatever. And we had a lot of downtime in there. You give your ideas and then you sit there and you talk and oh my God, there she is. You got her.
Oh,
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
oh my
You're
God.
magic. You're magic.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hi, David, you are awesome. Well done.
And you just made me appear. You're a magician. You are.
I am.
A
Oh,
little
Kate, thank you so much. Oh my God.
Yes.
That's
There it is.
fantastic.
Love you. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone,
you.
for including me.
Oh my God. I mean, Young and Restless from 1973 to 2020. Esther Bella.
Well, that's how long the show's been on. I've been on since 82, so 38 years.
Oh, you're back.
Over 2,000 episodes.
Well, I don't know how many episodes. I've been on for 38 years, 38 and counting. That's what we're doing here.
How
Yeah.
how is it to be on how does it feel to be on a long running show?
Well, it's amazing, especially because I was only supposed to be on for one day. That's all I was hired for, and so it's just incredible to me, and that here I am, 38 years later. It makes me
And
extremely happy. I'm very proud of our show, very, very proud of it. So,
I tell you, how did you get connected with these wonderful women?
well, and wonderful. They're amazing, talented, and you are so right, David. They are incredible. And I think Peggy started to say, how we met, and I really admire her, and I really admire Donna. I think they are incredible, and they don't give up, which is really an important thing to realize, and that speaks a lot to me, and it speaks a lot to what is going on everywhere right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just to not give up and to keep going. And so, I said, well, gee, I want to be part of this if I can. And because I do give back a lot. I'm celebrity spokesperson for the ALS Association, and I do 3 charity teas in Canada year, do a lot for the LA Mission, and I just try to give back as much as I can. So I thought this would be a way to be able to give back in this community as well. And you just see what's going on here. If we all just gave back a little bit, none of this would have been happening. What's going on? So we just have to keep doing that.
Yeah. The way I look at it too, and I've said this before, and I'll say to Ben again, we're all on this little blue marble together. And especially in Hollywood. I mean, when I first started my classes, I just taught for the Media Access Office, which were performers with disabilities. And then I went to a casting session where they were doing 8 scenes and it was only actors with disabilities. I said, we're in Hollywood. All actors should be working together. And that's when I finally did Meet the Biz.
That's great. See how smart you are and brilliant. And it takes all of this. you know, this is not easy. None of it is easy.
Yeah.
And you have to work really hard. It just always shocks me when people think, oh, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go and I'm going
Right.
and I'm going to become an actor. You know, okay, well, good. That's really great. You know, but, you know, I still keep going to class. I'm still go to my classes and acting, dancing, singing, and then I have to hang around these two incredibly talented people so that I can learn more from them as well. It's all an everyday, you know, learning experience for.
And it becomes a family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely, it does, and it's a give and take, and everybody's giving back and trying as hard as they can, and that's how you get things done. And you sometimes, you know, you can have a bad day. We all have those, right?
Right.
And so I do that too. And then I just have to say to myself the next day, okay, you've had your one bad day this week, so now you just have to pick yourself up and start over again. And that's what we have to keep doing.
Right.
And you just look at what everyone has accomplished. Look what Donna accomplishes every day. I am in complete awe of her, of what she does. And she just, you know,
behind me.
pardon?
I have a lot of strong people like you, like Peggy, like, you know, behind me.
Yeah, but it's your heart.
Yes, but and yes, and that is not to put, you know, Peggy, as I've said, is one amazing person, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that you have her behind you too, because she is really very, very special. So, and a lot of people don't have a Peggy. In fact, most people don't, because there's only one of them, right? There's only one Peggy.
Only one Peggy.
I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it.
I'm gonna clone yourself. That's the next. Oh, that's the next episode.
Yes. Is there going to be another season coming up?
Oh yeah. Once we get this thing straightened out, we know, you know, I know what my responsibilities are as a producer to keep everybody safe and everything. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Our makeup artist, Michael Johnston, pitched an idea the other day. And it's a really good idea. And he's like, let's get going. I'm like, well, you know,
right.
I can't really just do this right now, you know?
I know.
It's really hard when you have, you know, Peggy has a lot to think about with everyone on set, you know, how the set, all of this that's going on today.
Yeah, I mean, you want to keep everybody safe. And I mean,
of course.
You know, I mean, when I say we're low budget, there's micro, you know what I mean? Kate knows. And, the actors are deferred pay with, you know, SAG-AFTRA contracts. So, you know, you really, you know, you got to make sure they're taken care of.
Well, especially at this time. I mean, today was the first time in like 3 weeks that I went out because I had to go to the dentist, which I was scared. Can I say shitless? I was like, I'm going out into the world, you know, you had gloves and your mask and
But you're right. But that's good, David. And everyone's forgetting.
Yeah.
You know, because they're opening it up, and everyone's forgetting that the virus is still there, and so you have to wear your mask, and you have to be careful and social distancing. Stay away from people, and because otherwise, you know, so we have to be extremely, extremely careful. It hasn't gone away, unfortunately.
No, it hasn't. And it's, Peggy, what are the steps that you took to create this show?
Oh, wow. Here's the Target story, Donna. We were shopping in Target one day. And, you know, Donna's little, and she got on one of those little carts, the little scooter carts. Right. It was funny. She couldn't move it. She's so little that she didn't sit all the way back. So the scooter didn't like register her weight. So she's like, and she's backing up and crashing into things, but it was funny. And we were laughing. We were like crying laughing because it was so funny. And I filmed it a little on my iPhone.
I'm laughing because I do this at Costco with my mom.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Well, you got to show, David. Yeah. So I came home.
Maybe a lawsuit.
Be careful there. So I came home and I just put it together just kind of to make her laugh, you know, and I looked at it and I went, but wait a second, we're actually kind of making a point how hard it is for people, because you're in this scooter, but what you want is way up there and you can't get it. And what do you knock this into that and hope it comes down? And I thought, well, maybe we have something.
Yeah.
And then Vince Stedrick came up with the runaway wheelchair, and that was like episode, we were off and running, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But you said something at the end that I put on the tag of the runaway wheelchair, because I was worried that it might not be funny, or it'd be funny for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
The runaway wheelchair, you don't want to genuinely be scared.
Yeah.
You know, if she's in control, like, so we added some dialogue in post, and just her saying, like, post, like I got big post, right? I think, yeah, I just edited an iMovie of her saying, "Oh, not again. Did you take the break off again? We've talked about this." So if she was fearless, we knew that she wouldn't be hurt.
Well, that's so interesting, because when I saw that, I said, this is hysterically funny, but I'm also worried about her. So it had that blend to it.
Right.
It was great.
Right. I was really concerned about that. So at the end, she had said something like, "When life throws you a curve, just roll with it." And I thought maybe that will be the line that makes it okay.
Right.
You know, but that's your philosophy with a lot of things I go off on politically. She hears me all day and all night.
Yeah.
You know, roll with it. You know?
I saw that. I saw that after that quote that you put. And
Yeah,
just say, I want to hear you say that quote, just because, you know, I read it and said Donna Russo. It's sort of like when Jerry Jewell did her book, they almost didn't let her do it.
Oh.
And it's like, but it's her autobiography. You want to hear her voice.
Right. Hit it.
When life throws you a curve, roll with it.
There you go.
Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
So
it goes up, it goes down,
Oh,
it goes
yeah.
up, it goes down.
What else can you do? Hopefully you have some laughs along the way, if you can find some.
right.
And even before the world got as crazy as it is right now, what I wanted to do was just a very lighthearted show that could teach people empathy, but still make people laugh.
Yeah.
You know, because you just need that. I mean, when I work on sitcoms, I go to work every day, and you get to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just, during 9/11, we were on Will and Grace. The world was falling down around us.
Mm-hmm.
And we were on this little multi-purpose room rehearsing and laughing still, you know, and you think how healing that is for people.
Yeah.
So that's the overall tone that I'm shooting for. I you know,
Well,
hope you hit it, but
Yeah. You know, I heard my mom's voice say, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the thing is, it is so true. I mean, even in the Mama episode, where you're all there together, it's funny, and yes, it teaches, and ultimately, it will open the door to where people won't think about this so much, where it's just, hey, we're all one big family.
right. I'm so proud of that episode. I wrote that thing for and I had 12 roles for actors with disabilities,
Right.
and we couldn't cast it. I couldn't get, because, you know, everything happens so quickly when you have no money. And it's so I have the location, who's available.
We were making phone calls the night before. We were making phone calls, and I was like, I can't be the only disabled actress.
The whole point was that everybody had an opinion.
We're trying to get everyone there. It's like, Eileen, can you make it? Tobias, can you make it?
Right.
You know, it was so hard.
And
I literally.
I'm furiously rewriting the script now. Well, you can have these lines, and you can have these lines, and then we got Eileen Gruba, and oh my God, okay, well, I'll give her some of Donna's lines, and then up to the last minute, and I so wanted it to be even bigger.
Yeah.
Even more,
but we had 5 people, you know, actors with disabilities or whatever. I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had Kate and Kim Estes, and they wore their little ABBA costumes.
Oh my God. I love that too. The singing at the beginning.
I love that.
Yeah, it was great. You were great. That was so funny. I didn't know if I could make it. So the very morning, morning of, I'm down at a rental place down the street in Glendale getting the fog machines and thinking.
And we're purchasing costume. Okay.
Right. What, with that morning?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry. That was Judge.
Wrong episode.
I'm sorry. Wrong episode.
Oh,
I get it.
That was Judge.
That was a good one too.
Yeah. That was a thing.
I love
It's
characters.
very, very exciting. Very exciting.
So what? So the two of you, Kate and Donna, you play family members, yes?
Oh, and I'm so honored to have Kate. I just,
Aw,
I'm
thanks.
like across from her, and I'm going, I'm saying lines.
Aw,
Beautiful woman, this actress, and I'm just overwhelmed. I got
oh,
nervous.
God.
I gotta tell you,
Like,
a little nervous.
No.
She drinks, so she was fun.
Donna, what?
Like I gotta be really professional. I gotta do this.
Oh, you gotta be.
off the nose. I gotta know.
I have to be professional now.
That's
You
true.
know.
She had this huge monologue that I wrote for her and stuff. And there she is, doing this in front of Kate.
Yeah.
Kim
was
Estes,
brilliant.
and
Brilliant.
she did a great job.
Yeah. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
What
The
now?
whole
What,
thing was fun.
Donna? What is your biggest dream?
My biggest dream?
Yeah.
I would like to do more, of course,
Mhm.
Right.
and choreograph some wheelchair dances, more of everything. More dancing, more choreographing, just, more working with people with disabilities.
Right.
Getting into a network show is very difficult, as you know.
Oh yeah.
So it was like when I met Peggy and she created this, and I was like, well, okay, this is okay. I get to do my thing, too, and
Right.
I'm not waiting for every single person to say, yeah, it's okay, Donna.
Right.
Go
Right.
ahead. So
Oh my God.
yeah.
One thing I loved about it too, I mean, you've gotten so many awards. I mean, including the Telly Awards, and also, was it the Cult Film Festival Award?
Yeah. They have the cutest little cat thing. It's so cute.
Right. Oh my God. Because I was watching it and I was thinking of, the 60s, the 70s with, Divine and
Right.
right. And I was going, oh, this is great.
And Kate got a Telly Award as a producer as well as an actress.
I love it.
Yes.
And it's a huge honor. It's a really huge honor, and for more reasons than one, as my husband had received several. He had a company called American Medical Productions,
Right.
and this was before you were allowed to have doctors weren't allowed to have. Now they can just advertise direct to consumer,
Right.
a certain medication. But back then they couldn't. So this company did that, for doctors. They had several of them. And so I'm really anxious to have mine right. And then he had his. And so it's really, and if it wasn't for Peggy and for Donna, that wouldn't be happening. So
Right.
I'm truly honored.
We're honored to have you.
Yeah.
How many did your husband have?
Oh my gosh, he had so many. I mean, he had lots of them.
Do a count because we'll even it out.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, this was a question that came to my mind because this word came up in I believe the episode Mama. The word inspiration.
Yes.
For each of you, what is the definition of inspiration?
You want to go first?
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Whatever gets you off your ass, literally. Whatever gets you motivated to do something outside your comfort zone. Because it's very easy to just do what's easy.
Right.
Like it's easy for me to go to work on a sitcom or something and not do a lot, but to create something, or it's one thing to write it, it's another thing to direct it, it's a whole other thing to produce, put it all together and try to get people on board with you and all that. So that she inspired me with her attitude. I don't mean her attitude. I mean, because a lot of people could be overwhelmed or feel sorry for themselves or whatever, and she literally keeps plugging. I remember when we were back in the apartment, there was one day I'd come home from work and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm just, I'm going off of the world is so, And she's slowly moving toward, she's going to her wheelchair dancing classes.
Right.
And I'm saying, I'm just sitting here on the couch feeling bad. And you're going to have trouble navigating the door, getting in and out, but you're going to wheelchair dancing class. And I'm like, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Things that inspire me. My family inspires me because they keep going no matter what. And they're the first people I see, you know, it's when you're growing up. So,
Yeah.
and all through your life. Yeah. So they inspire me. Oh gosh, I had several dance teachers that inspired me just because I looked at them dancing and I go, God, they're good. And I want to be like that. And so, something that puts a fire in you, brings out the passion that's already there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just when you think of them, you keep going forward. Yeah, you keep going forward. So, Peggy inspires me.
Yeah.
She just keeps going through things and going forward, and no matter how much it takes, she just wants a perfect, a really, really quality product. That inspires me. Kate inspires me.
Yeah.
She's been doing this for so long, and she just keeps at it.
Yeah.
And and she's pleasant through it all. She's
You are.
you know, with all the work that we were doing with our lines and things, and she was like, okay, you want to go over it again? And I'm like, yeah. You know, but when someone gives you the passion to keep going forward, to keep going over it, keep working at it, you just want to do that.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
Kate?
Well, you know, there's so many people that have inspired me along the way. And of course, Peggy and Donna are definitely, you know, part of that group because, you know, I mean, just for people that don't even know them, if they're just meeting them right now, today, how can they, I mean, you look at them and hear them, how can they not inspire you? I mean, look what they do every day. You know, my mom is 95 years old and she's so amazing, and she's still, you know, lives alone, does all these things. She played tennis up until a few years ago, and all the time. Anyway, and their whole thing was, you know what, you just don't give up.
Yeah.
And I call it, well, for me, it's I call it working the program. And the program for me is to just do what you do to the best you can do it. You don't look for the end result, because if you're looking for the end, whatever that happens to be, it seems to me that you just push it away. You know, that stuff comes to you if you're doing what you do to the best that you can, and don't ever give up. And that's what I like, because like I said, I'm celebrity spokesperson for the ALS Association. And there was a gentleman there that I met. He was an amazing guy, and he taught me something. And so I guess you could say he was big inspiration, because for him, he would say, it doesn't matter how many breaths I take in this lifetime, but rather what I do with those breaths. And so for me, that's what I'm doing. You know, not giving up, like as far as ALS, because I know there's a cure out there. I know there is. And we can put people on the moon. We just, you know, we haven't found it yet. There's a cure for all these things. Yeah. We haven't found it, but we will, if we just never give up. And just like in this business, I feel I take one step forward, 5 steps back, you know. Right. But if I'm working the program and keep working it, then that's what I do. So that's what it is all for me.
Oh, thank you. It hit me in that, because a lot of times in an episode of Mama about, you know, what is inspiring and the definition of inspiration, but to hear it to what inspires each of you. I was talking to the director of Crip Camp the other day, and I told him that, I've been working on this documentary for I don't know how long, but by seeing that film and seeing how the story goes and how they brought you in and you felt like you were part of the camp, felt like you were part of the everybody going to Washington, that inspires me to move forward with the project. And what you all said today, what you said, what Kate, what you said about we have to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
It's so true. And that's why it's Donna on the Go.
That's right. Right.
Yeah, we plugged.
And I teased her about that. Actually, the day that you were going to that wheelchair dance class, and it takes a while to get going. I mean, a person like I could go to the door in like 10 seconds. It would take her 10 minutes, if not longer. So I had teased her. Oh, she's Donna on the Go. That's where that came from.
Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being the surprise guest.
Yes. Oh my God, that was awesome.
I love prizes. Thank you for including me.
Oh,
thank you, dude.
Oh my God, our pleasure. And everybody at Performing Arts Studio West and Meet the Biz, once we're out of quarantine, we would love to all have you come and just visit for,
That
lunch
would be great.
or something.
I have to get a last minute bragging for Kate. Kate is nominated for an Indie Series Awards for our show.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations. Peggy,
Yes.
thank you. And Donna, I love you.
I love you too, David. And I want to say thank you to all the Donna on the Go team.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Takes everyone. Takes a village, right? Takes a village.
And Craig Hutchinson, one of our producers in New Zealand, who helps us. He's amazing too.
Oh, wow. God all over the globe.
Yeah. We're a global show.